What is up, rockers? Welcome back here to another Rise of Kingdoms content. In today's video, we're going to talk about top 5 commanders that you should avoid. Now, I want to ask you guys this question. What is the top 5 commanders in Rise of Kingdoms you think that we should be avoiding? My name is Shinchi42. If you like Rise of Kingdoms content, consider subscribing and turn your notification on. Check out this game called Infinite Galaxy. It's a mobile real-time strategy game. Allows you to dominate against other players. Begin to upgrade your spaceport to increase your galactic fleet. Improve your outfitting factory so that you can equip the best weapons in the galaxy. And it's also time for you to recruit the best crew that will help you alongside as you dominate against other commanders within the galaxy. Build your fleet ranging from frigates, destroyers, and as well as the cruisers. Send off your best ships, but then you will have to choose wisely whether you want to use the strong, powerful Titan or the speedy Hades. Participate in events can win you a lot of blueprints so that you can upgrade your main flagships. Spend wisely as the bundles are very reasonable and they reset every 3 days. Check out the replay of every single battle and understand what happens in each one. Begin your journey in the Nebula. I'm in Nebula 15. Start to download Infinite Galaxy. Links in the description. Top 5 commanders to avoid. The first one is right here, right in front of us. It is not Yi Song-ye. It is going to be Hannibal Barca. So I want to put this in right away because Hannibal Barca is a commander that you will have to spend money on, and you're going to be purchasing Hannibal Barca in the VIP. Now, if you are a spender and you reach your VIP at a max level, at a high level right away, and you'll be able to unlock Hannibal Barca will have some benefit in the early KVK since there are not many max commanders that you can get right away. So you can definitely dominate in the first KVK with Hannibal Barca. But as your KVK or your season or your game progress, your Hannibal Barca will decrease its value. All right, so imagine about buying a house where the house increases value and compared to buying a Lambo, which decreases the value. So basically, Hannibal Barca, I would say more of a Lambo. It's more of a buying a property that will decrease its value in long term. Now, if you're investing in like YSG, the value maintains because YSG is still a great commander. But of course, there are much better archers now. But still, this is a first-gen commander that can be used still with the newer-gen commanders. But Hannibal Barca is a total decline. So you don't want to be investing in a Hannibal Barca. Save your stars and save your money on buying the VIP special privilege for Hannibal Barca. Now, why do we say that Hannibal Barca will not have a long-term value? It's just really because there are so much better commanders that will trump Hannibal Barca. Now, another commander that we are going to say in here that I've said this very long time, and I never really competed for this, is going to be your first mightiest governor. So, if you guys know who's your first mightiest governor, and I can't find him, okay, right here. Julius Caesar is going to be your first mightiest governor commander that you're going to be able to get. Again, this is a commander that is not really recommendable. It has been recommended before, not from this channel, but from other channels before. But honestly, Julius Caesar, late game value has no value as well. It's not going to help you to succeed and dominate in Rise of Kingdoms if you are trying to compete for the Julius Caesar. Again, Julius Caesar will help you initially, but if you're looking into the long-term gaming, it is not going to help you long-term. Think about this game more of a marathon than a sprint, because most people think about it like, oh, okay, I gotta get whatever commanders are coming out and I just gotta get everything maxed out. But if you want to be efficient, you want to avoid certain commanders like the first two that we've talked about, Hannibal Barca and Julius Caesar. Now, Julius Caesar is not as horrible as Hannibal Barca in my opinion. Julius Caesar can be used still with other commanders, but again, there are more efficient commanders that you can definitely use as their season progress. So Julius Caesar, if you're trying to compete for the mightiest governor, maybe if you're a really, really true whale to where it doesn't matter to you, then go ahead and get Julius Caesar. But if you are a moderate spender, low spender, or free to play, this isn't something that you should be aiming for. You can also get Julius Caesar from the golden chest. So if you look into the tavern in here, in the recruit, in the tavern, go into the recruit and go into the rewards list, you can actually get Julius Caesar from the golden chest. Now, it might take you a while, considering I've been playing this game for a while now and I still have not maxed Julius Caesar. So that is also a takeaway from that. Definitely, Julius Caesar is not something that you will be using into the later stages of the game. Well, I didn't even need Julius Caesar to survive and to succeed in Rise of Kingdoms. So what makes it different now, right? Another commander is actually a little bit newer. So if you guys can guess this one yet, it is going to be Ragnar Lodbrok. Now, this is going to be an initial commander as well that you're going to be able to get. Now, Rise of Kingdoms did promote Ragnar Lodbrok a lot since they have released the Viking civilization. Now, in my opinion, Ragnar Lodbrok will not give you the best benefit as well, not even in the field. All right, this is a conquering commander. So if you see troops led by this commander deal 2% increased damage when attacking city, troop capacity increased by 2% when this commander launches a rally. So both of these things are pretty much going to be working in rallies. Well, except for this one, because you can still just plunder a village or a city without a rally as well, and this will take effect. But in most cases, this is not going to translate into the open field fighting. So you are already losing 2 skills, and then you're only really pretty much having 2 skills plus this expertise, which is going to enhance the power of the king, which is going to be your first skill. So technically, you only have 2 skills really working for Ragnar Lodbrok when you are fighting in the open field battle. So really not a huge impact in my opinion. You can find other commanders that will have more better approaches and better value in the open field in my opinion. Now, this is going to be the season 1 reward that you're going to be able to get. Charlemagne. As you guys can see, I have a Charlemagne. I was able to unlock it. Now, if you do win the season 1 KVK, go ahead and get the Charlemagne, unlock it, buy the Writers of History. You know, the Writer of History is where there's a pop-up bundle, and then you can buy it for like, what, $10 for sculptures. Charlemagne, they did say they are going to rework Charlemagne, which I think everybody has forgotten this. They have sent it in a Discord message long time ago. They said there are commanders in here that they're going to rework. Another commander that they did say was Hannibal Barca. So if Charlemagne do get reworked, then your investment, if you have Max Charlemagne, I know some people have, then you will have some value with that. But if Charlemagne remains to be unchanged, Charlemagne remains to be quite useless. This is a commander that is going to be more conquering, right? Similar to Ragnar Lodbrok. So if you guys kind of like trying to see the trend that we're going into in here, we're tackling a lot of the leadership commanders in the beginning in here. So Ragnar, Charlemagne, Julius Caesar, right? And Hannibal Barca, they all have their own trend when it comes to the talent trees as well. So Charlemagne, definitely not a commander that you never want to max out. Does not give you the whole intrinsic value in here. Now, you might get like enticed with the skill when attacking cities. 10% of the units led by this commander would die in the battle, will be severely wounded and sent to hospital instead. Imagine that, though. It looks enticing, and you might, compelled to really invest in a Charlemagne with that reading, right? But if you actually think about this, if you invest in much stronger commanders, like hypothetically, like if you invested on Xiang Yu instead, then you can actually get much better result. Even with this severely wounded, 10%, right? Or if you get an Attila and Takeda, you'll be able to inflict a lot more damage, right? As you inflict a lot more damage, you take less damage as well because you're destroying the enemy. So in that sense, if you invest in those valuable commanders like Attila and Takeda, then you can definitely outplay players who, if players who invested in a Charlemagne, which I hope there is not very many who did invest in a Charlemagne. Now, another commander that we want to talk about is more like the last commander that we want to talk about that I never actually summoned is going to be the Moctezuma. The Moctezuma is a leadership, once again, peacekeeping. Now, this is a commander that you don't really want. It's not going to give you them, best value. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like this should be like a epic commander, in my opinion. Moctezuma, definitely not a commander that you want to use, especially not going to be a primary commander. Being a peacekeeper commander, you don't want to be bringing this into the battlefield and fighting against other commanders. And so you have another one in here. This is going to be more for a rally attack, so it's not going to translate into the open field battle. So with this skill of Moctezuma, if you actually see it right here, this Jaguar Warrior, so you only really get benefit in here fully, is that when your opponent, right, the target inflicted with a reduced health debuff, then you get healed. So it's a very conditioned one. So to get Moctezuma, imagine this. This is a commander that you have to get in the Mightiest Governor. Have you imagined how much players compete for the Mightiest Governor? It's absolutely insane. If you can actually see the Mightiest Governor in our kingdom ranking, because it's actually crazy. So if you see, you know, what if you actually competed for a Moctezuma, creating these type of scores, right? 1 billion score. Isn't that absolutely insane? And then you get a commander like Moctezuma. But thank God that Rise of Kingdoms now have changed Mightiest Governor to where like you can choose one of the different commanders that you want. But it's absolutely insane that Moctezuma is a Mightiest Governor commander, you know, being it's quite a useless commander. But really a peacekeeping commander, you know, being in the Mightiest Governor is absolutely insane. This is the first peacekeeping commander that is actually available in the Mightiest Governor event. Now, we've talked about 5 of the worst commanders, really, that you should be avoiding. Now, let me ask you this question. Which commander did you have on this 5 of the list? It's okay if you had that. Maybe you just did not know, especially if you're starting out in the beginning. You weren't so sure. You weren't so aware what you're investing. And you know what? I have done it before with my previous account. And you know what? My brother also have done it a long time ago. He had invested in the Julius Caesar because he did not watch our video. Well, watching somebody else's video, and Julius Caesar was highly promoted in the very beginning, and he did kind of regret it at the end. There are many commanders in Rise of Kingdoms. You know, the best thing that I can give you an advice is that focus at them at one at a time and set your determination to which path you want to lead into. If you want to focus into the archers, Yi Song-ye is a great commander. And if you want to focus in infantry in the early stages of the game, you can definitely go for Richard and Charles Martel. There's also an Alexander the Great, which is really good. Honestly, I love Guan Yu. I think Guan Yu is one of my ultimate favorite infantry. If you are focusing into cavalry, you can definitely get Cao Cao. Will give you a good value as well, long term as well. Cao Cao definitely used, even in the Ark of Osiris. Another commander for cavalry as well that you want to wait on is Attila. A lot of people have said this to me. If you want to have fun rallying cities, you want to get Attila and Takeda. These 2 commanders will give you a lot of joy, a lot of fun destroying other players, which sadly, Shinchi does not have Attila and Takeda. So I did not have a lot of fun on rallying because I have focused a lot on archers. But I am enjoying on archers because of the AoE, and I love it with Yi Song-ye with an insane amount of kills and barbarian defeats as well. Because with Yi Song-ye, you can definitely do a chain barbarian with the pairing of Richard as well. Because you can definitely do a barbarian chaining with the pair of Richard. So there's many approaches that you can definitely do. I highly suggest to avoid 5 of these commanders that we have mentioned so that you can succeed in Rise of Kingdoms. With that being said, rockers, thank you for watching. I will see you again next time.